All right, we got a good one today. Players only, one of the hottest guys in the NHL the entire season long. We got Sam Reinhart joining us, but something we both learned today. It's not Sam Reinhart, it's Samson Reinhart. Do your teammates know this, and why didn't you keep that name, Sam?
I think if you're Dave Sampson, you're just naturally going to be called Sam. I got no preference either way, but I think people lead to Rhino around the rink for sure.
Does anybody ever call you Samson?
There's a few guys, a few people from back home. Matty Molson was probably the guy around the rink that called me Samson the most, I'd say.
Okay, nice. So your dad, Paul, he played 11 years in the league. What was it like growing up, being around the rink, getting to see that? Do you think that helped you kind of get to where you're at? Probably would have been pretty cool as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. He retired at 29, so unfortunately wasn't playing when my brothers and I were around.
Oh.
We were fortunate enough to be around the game still. Learn everything through him. Obviously watched a lot of hockey with them. Was around the old timers rooms quite a bit. So enjoyed those experiences, but to be able to follow the footsteps of two older brothers and obviously both all learning from our dad has only benefited me and my career.
Yeah, it must have been pretty fun for your parents, your dad especially. Your first game in the Western Hockey League, my understanding, it wasn't just you playing. Your older brother Max and Griffin were also playing in that game, and you ended up putting the finishing touches on it. What was that experience like, getting to play with and against both of your brothers in the same game?
It was awesome. We had a one full year together, all in the same division. I was fortunate enough to live with my brother Max for that year. But yeah, I remember it was early in the year. In the Western League, you're drafted the year before, so you got that year to wait. So I think it was a November game or October game. It was pretty early in the year. Got the call up to play against Griffin. Ended up getting the game winner, so it was a pretty cool experience.
So let's move. Speaking of getting to play with Griffin, let's get into some World Junior stuff here, because you got a couple different stories, but getting an opportunity again then to play World Juniors with Griffin, and then talk to us as well about the following year and possibly one of the most outrageous World Junior lineups we've ever seen.
It was cool. Growing up, I'd always played with Griffin, every other year. We were on the same team, so it was pretty fun to rekindle that. Unfortunately, he only got to play half the tournament when he was still serving a suspension from the year before. But it was awesome to be able to play with him. So the next year, that lineup, looking back, was pretty crazy. We had some guys coming back that were in the NHL at the time, and then we always joke to this day. We had Braden Point as our 13th forward going in. I think it was Patan that got hurt, or no, sorry, it was Fabry that got hurt, I believe. So Pointer came in and was arguably the best player the last couple of games. So to have someone who put up 50 one year as your 13th forward, that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, you guys were absolutely stacked, and you go ahead, Doobie.
Well, I was just going to say the entire forward lineup plays in the NHL right now.
Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah,
you see it sometimes a couple guys play, but everyone was an NHL player from that team.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Honestly, looking back, it was a team that was very well built. We had Krause and Ritchie on that energy line that provided so much. We had so much depth. Our defensemen were unbelievable. So it was a good mix.
And being the captain of that team, like, you've got Connor McDavid, who was younger at the time, but did you have to step back and let him do his thing? I'd imagine he wasn't the most vocal guy at that time. Did that have any effect on you, what you saw him do and the way that he carried himself, or maybe vice versa as a captain, bouncing things off you and looking up to you as well?
Actually, Laser was our captain that year.
Okay, that's right.
He started in Ottawa, came back. But no, I played with Connor. It was my third under-18 tournament. One spring, and I got the call, a week before saying I'd never played wing in my life, and I got the call, and I was told, I think we're going to bring this young kid, we're going to put him in the middle with you. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll play wing or whatever. And it was some 14, 15-year-old that came in and was the best player and broke every record possible. So, I got an early sight of, what he can do and how much he can handle.
Yeah, he's doing okay now, too.
Yeah, he's all right.
So game-winning goal, gold medal game in Russia. Walk us through that. Sorry, against Russia.
Yeah, not too many game-winning goals are a 5-1, second period goal. We were really walking away with it. They ended up coming back and pushing into the third. And, I think I took a penalty at 5-1 at the very end of the second period. There's a breakaway and I hooked the guy down. So that was a tough intermission going into the third, knowing I was going to be in the box at the start of the third. Cause I believe, it was a long time ago, but I believe it was 5-4 going into the third period. So they had all the momentum.
So let's fast forward and let's talk about your Florida Panthers team. And I always love to be a teammate of someone that I played against and disliked a lot. And I know you didn't play against Matthew Tkachuk a ton, being in different conferences, but what are the range of emotions of being an opponent of his and then you're being a teammate? Can you explain that to us, and how much fun is it to be on the right side with Tkachuk as one of your teammates now?
It's unbelievable to have him in your lineup. He's one of those guys that, everyone just hates that much more playing against him because he backs it up. If he was all talk and would never back it up, you wouldn't hate playing against him as much. You can deal with it, but an exceptional talent. So, I think anyone would be lying to you if they said they didn't want you in his locker room.
Yeah, it's like a Brad Marchand type thing, right? You can't stand playing against him, but you'd love to be on his team.
Absolutely. They back it up time and time again.
Yes, absolutely. So talk to us. You had an exciting summer from the sounds of it. Got married this summer. Tell us a little bit about that. Sounds like it was out in California.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was about 10 days after the Cup final. So it was a pretty quick turnaround, but it was pretty funny seeing a bunch of the Florida guys walking in on slings and boots. But it was a good experience and exciting summer for my wife and I.
Yeah. So where was it?
It was in California, a little bit north of Calabasas.
Okay.
I'm always intrigued by that because, you plan to get married and this. Hockey players, all of a sudden, July hits and at a certain age, your teammates are getting married and it's just a short window you can get married in. But you probably got to do a lot of the easy stuff or the light lifting. Your wife must have had to take on so much. All of a sudden, you guys were out of the playoff picture, then you're in, and then you're going to the Stanley Cup Finals round by round, and she's probably looking at you saying, I guess you can't help out with any of these fine details of planning. How important was that for her to probably take the reins because you were pretty tied up?
Yeah, taking the reins, that's exactly what she did. I think it was the year before when we were settling on a date. You certainly ask. I think you kind of talk to the PA and get an idea of the last possible day. You could be playing. Certainly last year when it got into July, February, we certainly didn't expect to be there at the end of June, but certainly worked for it, and she definitely took control when my mind was obviously elsewhere, trying to get through the grind of a postseason. So all the credit to her.
Yeah, all hockey players have to do that. I booked mine late June as well, and I was playing in Edmonton, and we had zero chance of going to the Stanley Cup final. But you still got to do it anyway. Otherwise, it probably doesn't look too good if I book it at the end of April, knowing when we're going to be done playing. All right, I got a quote here from Paul Maurice. Said, next to Ron Francis, he's the smartest player I've ever coached. That's pretty big praise from Paul Maurice. How has he been for you as a coach?
He's been unbelievable. you know, he came in day one of training camp 2 years ago. You know, just the game plan he was trying to preach and teach us and get us on board with, you know, was unbelievable. I've never seen someone have control of, you know, the room emotionally, know what to say at the right time. You know, we see him screaming there. He can certainly do that, but you know, it's not personal with him. It's, you know, guys understand it's at the right time, and it's to get the most out of us. So, you know, he's got a team that's completely bought in front of him, and you know, we are aligned and trust the game plan he's trying to teach us and have us execute on a nightly basis.
Yeah, I've only met him a couple times and obviously played against him lots, but he certainly has that presence about him for sure. So we got a segment here we're going to get to. It's called "What Are You Thinking?" or "What Were You Thinking?" And we're just going to put up some pictures and you talk to us about them.
Sounds good.
All right, so we got your first one here. We want to know, what were you thinking when this day happened, and what was that like for your family?
That was unbelievable. You know, back to Philly, I had my family, some of my best buddies came in for it as well. You know, just extremely excited to you know, honestly have everything with the draft over with and start focusing on training. Because I'm sure you guys know it's a long couple months and it's a long year, kind of going through all that, and it's nice to get that in the rear view and start getting back to work.
And did you ever think, as you and Aaron Ekblad went through that entire draft, that you guys would be teammates at some point, the guys that went first and second overall?
Absolutely not. The fourth pick, Penny's now with us too, so it's something we talk about, we laugh about, but no better spot to rekindle it in Florida.
All right, next one up here. See if you remember this.
First goal from O'Reilly and Tyler Ennis. You know, I'd just been promoted to the first line. I think that game we had a heck of a first period, and I think that might be the only time in my career I've tried to shoot 5-hole. Definitely scored on a couple fan pucks 5-hole here and there, but that's a nice one. Nice one to get.
That was a nice feed from Enner there. Pretty humble celebration there for your first goal.
So we got another one here for you.
Yeah.
We touched on it a little bit. Take us through this one. What's going through your mind when you see this?
Oh, that was unbelievable. Winter Classic. What was it? Citi Field. In Queens. What a cool experience. You know, everyone should be able to go through one of these. To have it in New York. Nice. You see that far quarter there. That second period for us as a right winger trying to break out with the sun in your eyes was not ideal. So it was nice to get some shade on that side. I think I picked it off and was able to tuck it in there, and you know, nice feeling in that building for sure.
All right, next one up here. This one's on me, I guess. We got. Tell me if you remember this, because I certainly don't. I blocked this out of my head. Shootout winner in Buffalo.
Shootout winner. I see what I'm doing. I don't even know what my move is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't like the way I look
Where did
here.
this one go?
Oh, we got video of it, it looks like. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, there's a
go.
gaping hole there
side.
you had to shoot at.
Let's see.
Did I kind of fan on that?
Oh.
Just through you?
Tighten up, Dubnyk. Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't love that move.
Yeah. Shoot it at my chest and find a way to let me go through.
Might have to.
Okay, I'm told we got how we got there.
Point.
This is how you sent it to OT, Sam. Doobie, I think just overplaying the shooter just a little bit. You got a freebie there, but nice little finish too.
A little bit. That's a nice little pass there.
Yeah, I don't. The guys here
nice.
at NHL Network, Sam, love to find people scoring on me. So it didn't take them long to find this one for you.
That's too good. Yeah.
All right, take a look at this next one and let us know what was going through your mind here. It was a special. It was a highlight reel. Yeah,
out of the air. I think that one was out of the air. That was against a tough Islanders team. There wasn't many other ways to score against these guys.
You flipped the stick around.
That was nice. Flip the stick. A lot of surface area. It's a little flatter on the forehand. That's definitely a skill that's nice to have. You see Chucky doing that a lot too. It's almost easier to control it on your forehand with that curve as opposed to on your backhand. There's less room that you can kind of control it and put it back where you want it.
Is that something you're practicing, Sam? Like, bouncing a puck around at the start of practice or something like that?
A little bit, yeah. There's just no other way. If you go on your backhand, there's no other way to kind of put it behind you. I just wouldn't have the leverage. Wouldn't be able to get my body around it. So it's almost like a little lacrosse move there.
Yes, I mean, that happened fast too. That wasn't
you don't have time to think.
Time to do
it's reaction.
So, pretty impressive. All right, next one coming up. We got OT winner, Panthers Kings.
Yeah, I had the puck behind our net or in the corner, I think, with skating up the ice. I looked up and it was 19 seconds left. Absolutely exhausted, just trying to get it to the net. To see it go in was a nice feeling, then just trying to catch my breath for the next couple hours before bed that night.
As soon as that hits your stick, are you sort of aware that, like, the clock must be winding down here and you got to get that thing off, or do you have a good idea of how much time you had left?
I knew it was winding down. Like I said, when I picked the puck up, skating down the ice, I saw it was 19 seconds, took a look up. So I knew it was winding down, knew I had to take it to the net. Originally looking for Chucky backdoor. I think that was Doughty, took him away. So was just trying to take it to the net and obviously got rewarded.
Yeah, that was you guys for scoring with 1 second left. You could tell you're exhausted, like you said. You guys are trying to celebrate, but you look like you're all catching your breath there. Okay, next one coming up here.
Exactly.
What are you thinking here?
The old Lederhosen. My oldest brother was playing in Germany that year, so my parents went over for Oktoberfest and brought these back for us. I just had the ankle injury, so that didn't slow him down at the bar. Just a good get up, I think.
And what was Eichel thinking on the first go around there? Did he get that on backwards?
It does look like it. Yeah, absolutely. Might have been hard to go to the washroom, I think, if he kept it that way.
And Sam, what was the handshake like last year? You guys battled so hard. You're against a Vegas team and a good friend of yours in Jack Eichel. What's it like? Obviously, the disappointment, but someone that you've kept in touch with from your Buffalo days and are obviously close with. What's that handshake or that hug at the end of the series like between you two?
It's it's not easy being in that spot. Every round you kind of go through it. You hope to be on the other side. To see him be rewarded after all, the path he went and to be playing at the high level he can, to see him get rewarded after all that work he had put in, was obviously happy for him. He obviously had a good celebration, and we saw him 10 days later at the wedding or so, and we were really able to congratulate him. So, you hope to be on the other side of it someday, and that's what we're working for.
All right, next one up here. You got to tell us what you were thinking. Snowball incoming. Looks like it's right on target too.
Right on target, right at the lens. I think I hit the camera guy. Unfortunately, missed actor there.
All right, we got video of that, or is it just a still shot? No video. Okay, no video.
I haven't seen a video of it.
Okay, we got the final one coming up for you. Take us through this. What were you thinking?
Was that we used to do this? Our buddy put on a lawn bowling charity tournament every summer. You had to dress up. There was obviously a couple drinks flying around. That's just a good squad right there that you want to go to battle with. I'm pretty sure we won their inaugural event that year. So, obviously the suits did us well.
How'd you land with the pink suit? I used to have a crush on Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, but she's a little better looking than you in the suit.
Yeah, I think if you look at the four of us, I might be the cutest one. So I think it was a no-brainer to put me in pink.
Sam, that's awesome, man. We really appreciate you hopping on with us. We're always watching the Panthers, the pesky Panthers down there. Keep rolling, and best of luck the rest of the way here.